Baby, you're the only one that I ever want around. I ain't perfect, but I ain't worth it. You keep my country ass around. Welcome to this trade recap. So this was a trade I entered yesterday in the evening. It played out pretty good. Played out in my cards definitely. So I'll show you. That's not necessary. Let me remove all the unnecessary drawings first. Alright, so okay, what happened? This one was our New York high from previous day, from Monday. During yesterday's New York session, we came into the previous New York session high. But for me to go short, because the 4 hour is short, is bearish, and so I'm only looking for shorts, I need to have a 30-minute break of structure to the downside first, which happened with this candle. So scale into the 5-minute, where we also had a 5-minute break of structure to the downside right here. Once we have the 5-minute break of structure, I'm able to scale into the 1-minute. And now I'm looking for inverse fair value gaps, as we see one right here. Then I got a little bit distracted because right here would have been the entry, because after we come into a inverse fair value gap, I want to see a 1-minute bearish break of structure if we're going shorts. So this happened with this candle. So the red line would have been my entry. So, but because of the slow moves the market has made, I thought, okay, having just like a few pips different of an entry is alright. So I entered, even though I was like 10 minutes late. But that's no problem, because we haven't hit the take profit, or we haven't even came down into the previous New York session lows, which is marked right here. So you maybe wonder, why the fuck is the trade so big if I'm only taking 1-to-1 trades? I can show you. So what happened yesterday? I entered the trade, we consolidate all the way till New York session closed right here, and so it's no problem. I think the only thing I can do is wait for Asian session to open, and Asian session did open, but all the way down here. And I think yeah, so what happened, it took me out of my trade all the way down here, even though I was only aiming for this. I got this instead, which I'll definitely take. No, right here, took me out right there. Yeah, I just got lucky on this trade, to be honest. That would have hit as well, but now I made almost 4% on the trade, and yeah, it's amazing. As you can tell, sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you get unlucky. I got unlucky. Was it the trade before? Let me see. Yeah, I got unlucky the trade before because the 4-hour chart wasn't in line with the O-ender chart, which I'm trading on right now. And due to that, I had a 4-hour break of structure to the downside, which hasn't actually happened. So, yeah. But I'll get this in return, and I'll gladly take it. So, yeah. Now it's important for me to not get greedy, because I'm up 7% on the account, and I only need 10% to pass the challenge. And I know that I could probably hit a 1 to 1.5 trade and complete the challenge within the next trade. But I don't think I'm gonna do that. I will not get greedy, only take a 1 to 1 trade. I don't know if maybe it's the absolute perfect setup and I'm gonna be 100%. No, fuck that. No, I'll only take a. Yeah, I'll only take a 1 to 1 trade. So then I might have to be left with 1% tomorrow, maybe, if I'll take a trade today. But that's alright. I will not get greedy. And even if I lose or something, that's just the way it is. I'm trading absolutely fantastic at the moment. Right here is the setup for today. There's no setup, but maybe something is forming. But I think that we will react bullish out of this zone to fill this daily gap. Yeah, but I will not take trade to the daily gap because it's against the 4-hour trend, which I'm not doing. Maybe I'll do a paper trade, but I will not take an actual trade. I will also try to take a paper trade right before New York session closes and Asian session opens, because I've noticed, or my brother noticed, that when the daily gaps form with the 1-hour trend. If the 1-hour trend is bullish, the daily gap will be bullish. If the 1-hour trend is bearish, the daily gap, if there will be a daily gap, will be bearish. I'm just gonna try that out. With this trade, it worked. Bullish on the 1 hour and formed a fat ass daily gap. Yeah, so that's basically it for the trade recap. Thanks for watching.